back. Now let's take a look at what the headlines in the papers are saying this morning. Just skip through most of the headlines. Let me start with The Guardian. What we have here, trade. Now this one is quite important. Trade payments suffer as service disruption may linger till April. We're told that due to disruption of services under the sea, that's talking about the fiber networks that go under the sea, and that's why internet has been deplorable over the past week, few days into a week, and now it might get up as high as 5 weeks to undertake the repairs. And so, it depends on whatever network you are using, you might just have to be careful, especially when it has to do with banking payments or things that have to do across platforms. You do be very careful there, but then if you want to get more on that particular information, you check out page 6. It says internet outage and all of that. I would want a lot of people to talk about this and, let us know what it is. They said I should introduce Titi. Titi has been here since. Titi, of course, is doing this with me, yeah. So,
it's an interesting infographic that's there.
Probably, yeah. We'll probably take quite... I would have loved if we have a tech discussion to talk about this, have somebody come discuss how it will affect you, but do be careful. This is the first thing I'll say. If it is from one bank to another, be careful.
Yeah.
Try do between the same bank. This is me trying to help you. So don't try to go across platforms as much as possible. That's one. Yes, basically payment is the major thing where you might have an issue because it didn't feel lost now on the internet is the sea, you just hold your money. It's going to be a problem. So you do be please very, very careful when it comes to across. But you were talking about the infographic.
Yeah, so the infographic has like basically a map of Africa and how the route goes right around Africa. So apparently this has not just been affecting Nigeria. People need to understand that whenever we call the names of those networks and we start swearing, it's not just about the networks. It's happening all over. In South Africa, they're also complaining about it, and other countries as well. So those repairs are essential, I think, also for upgrading the networks.
Well, they don't want to tell us what happened. The shark or whale.
It's more... These cables we're talking about are not small. These things are huge. That's why they have to be under the ocean. These things are really big.
I dare say that man
it's not just a small wire.
Man has explored space much more than he has explored the depths of the water. And so they get many things we did there where we never see, where we never know. But yeah, but that's it. That is there on The Guardian. Get The Guardian to get more information on that. So that you can understand what's there. Let me just take one or two other headlines. The slain soldiers. This is, of course, a talking point all over the weekend. Tinubu grants military full authority to pursue justice, silent on reprisals. Now, a throwback has been trending of former President Olusegun Obasanjo on the OD saga. And there was something he said. He said, as a retired general, he was just not talking as the president of the firm. Because when I looked at his disposition in that particular interview, he even asked the guy, he said, look, I sent some soldiers on a peacekeeping mission. You killed them. What are you telling me to do? He said, what would you do? And he was talking like a retired general. And then people are talking about how in the north it happens. Let me get this clear. Let me let you understand. It cannot be commonplace where the armed forces of a country are. If it happens in the north, you want it to spread to the south? If you think that that's a problem, you want to spread to the south. There is no excuse for that whatsoever. You understand? And so at this particular point in time, now hopefully the culprits, like we said, and this is the word that goes out there, we hope that there is no case of collateral damage because we know how the armed forces can react to this kind of thing. From what I hear, the place is a ghost town now. We hope that there's no collateral damage, but it is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. The armed forces are there to protect the country. We as citizens cannot go up against them, and we see some of those, I could not look at those pictures, some of those gory pictures that have been trending over the weekend.
We'll definitely be following that story with subsequent bulletins and, of course, subsequent newspaper headlines. But I think we should go over to another newspaper now. We have Daily Independent here with liquidity squeeze at Forex market to linger, according to experts. The story starts there on the cover and it wraps up on page 4. At the top left here, it says, Serap urges Akpabio to refer budget padding allegation to EFCC, ICPC, asks him to reinstate Ninji and threatens court action after 7 days. Nasu Asanu commenced 7-day warning strike. It also says here, I haven't received any salary in 2 years, says Soludo. Page 7 has more on that. I'll take the headline beneath the photo story there. It says, killing of soldiers in Delta, direct attack on Nigerians, says Tinubu, gives military full authority to bring perpetrators to justice. Now, that was the story we were talking about previously. Let me wrap it up with this one. Federal government begins nationwide mass metering project. I believe that has to do with the electricity. And page 6 has more on that. Now, Mike, I've been wondering, are people still using those older meter systems? Are they still using them? I'm guessing maybe because we're in Lagos, we are getting upgraded a lot faster.
So you know that even with the prepaid system and all of that, there are different ones. There are the ones that you have to load the cards, and there are the ones that you can do online. We have not, how do I put it now, the system, as it were, has not been unified. Okay? I think that's the best word I can get for now. Due to the way we do things here quite a lot. So you have different people on different kinds of meters and, you know, different kinds of ways. And the other day I was talking about how, when we were talking about Abba, I mentioned that having power, you have to be careful also you don't waste power. I mean, I go by 12 noon, go to the streets on your way. Every single shop
has lights on. Yeah.
By 12 noon, the sun is high up in the middle, and you can see all the lights are on. We need to understand that when you pay, all of these contribute, and we're talking about infrastructure and all of that. Look, for me, and that's why I give kudos to Abba, if we start to restructure this nation, we can start, number one, we can start with power. Yeah. You know, it'll go a long way. Unify the structure when it comes to metering. I don't know how, like you said, even in Lagos here, we know that for the new meters, there are 2 or 3 different ways. 2
or 3 different types.
So we don't know how it is in some other parts of the country.
But regarding the shops, though, for those who have shops, I was thinking, you know, it might make more sense to, you know, purchase those small solar lamps that are becoming very popular these days. Yeah, so you keep it out in the sun, get some power, and it'll light up your shop for you so that you can save electricity. Now, let's move on to another paper. Do you have one with you?
No, just round up with, let's see if we can round up with the Punch. Okay. The Punch, the major headline there is what we've been talking about since this morning, soldiers killing. Tinubu and Senate order manhunt for killers. Troops comb warring communities. We already saw some images there of some houses being burnt, as it were, allegedly or reportedly in those communities. We would have to go via our bulletins to see if we can independently verify those reports, as it were. But the rider underneath that particular headline goes on to say, President condemns attack and says DHQ has full authority to bring anybody responsible to justice. Okay, and Senator and retired generals and others fume, demand tough actions against killers and condole with military. That is the general pulse of the country, and all of us here, we condole with anybody who lost loved ones, sons, fathers, and all of that in that particular situation.
I was going to touch on the photo story here. You know, the Sunday markets in Lagos popped up yesterday in Lagos in certain local government areas. So the Sunday markets, and I'm calling them Sunday markets because they open on Sunday.
They open on Sundays.
They were put together because there was, you know, in February, the governor said he was going to do this. And now there was apparently an issue with, it says here, consumers lament POS machine shortage at the Lagos discounted food markets. But you know, with every project, you know, there will always be some things that need to be resolved over time.
Yeah, we'll kick off on that. There's quite a lot I have to talk on this particular issue if we would have time.